Hi friends, welcome to Krida Logics. Today we learn about the sources of the Indian Constitution in very simple manner where you will not lose even 1 mark in the examination and you will mark answers very confidently without confusion. So let's begin the video. Sources of the Indian Constitution that was framed from different countries. First we'll learn that we have adopted from the US. From USA Constitution, we have adopted impeachment of president, vice president post, judicial review, fundamental rights, preamble, independence of judiciary, removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. How to remember all these without any confusion? See, with a small story, you can remember everything that was adopted from the USA has removed the president and a vice president post has been created, where they were asking about judicial review in a humble manner, as it was their right to ask for a review, but their review was that they want their own independence in judiciary. So remove the judges of both the courts. So if you remember this small story, you can easily find out all the sources that has been adopted from the USA. See here, USA has removed the president. Let us imagine that USA has removed its president, and so they have to create a new post, that is vice president post. See here, removing the president is impeachment of president, and they should create a new post, that is vice president post, where they were asking about the judicial review. Any e-commerce or any service that they provided, they will ask for a review. So asking the review is a right. But they will ask the review in a humble manner. For example, a Swiggy guy coming to you and asking for a review. Just imagine the thing that a Swiggy boy coming for review and requesting you in a humble manner. Okay. Here, judicial review is judicial review, and in a humble manner. Humble is preamble. Okay. Right to ask for a review is fundamental right. Okay. Fundamental rights. But their review was that they want their own independence in judiciary. They should give some review, no? They said that not only removing the post of the president, we also want judiciary also in an independence manner. So independence in judiciary, independence of judiciary. So to get the independence of judiciary, they should remove both the judges of the courts, both Supreme Court and High Court. So removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. First, asking USA has removed the president and created a vice president post where they were asking for the judicial review in a humble manner. Asking the review is a right to ask for the review is there. Asking for the review is their right. Okay. Right to ask for the review is fundamental rights, and independence in judiciary is independence of judiciary. So remove the judges of both the courts. As they want independence in judiciary, they don't need any judges. So they removed both the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. So removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. We'll get all the sources that has been adopted from the USA Constitution. One is impeachment of president, vice president post, judicial review, preamble, fundamental rights, independence of judiciary, removal of Supreme Court and High Court judges. This is USA, the things we adopted from the USA Constitution. Next is British Constitution. We have from British Constitution, we have parliamentary form of government, cabinet system, bicameralism, rule of law, single citizenship. How to remember all these things? We'll remember all this just with a single story. A British cab driver with 2 kids bought Parle-G biscuits. As per as law, should be distributed between 2 kids. But he gave the biscuit packet only to the 1 kid. Just remember this story. You'll get all the things that has been adopted from the British Constitution. A British cab driver. Here, British cab driver is cabinet system. With 2 kids is bicameralism. Bought Parle-G biscuits. From Parle-G biscuits only you will get 2. One is parliamentary government, and another is parliamentary privileges. As per as the law, should be distributed between 2 kids. Rule of law. As per as law is rule of law. But he gave the biscuit only to 1 kid, that is single citizenship. He has 2 kids, that is bicameralism, Parle-G, parliamentary government and privileges. As per as law, that is rule of law, he should give the biscuit to 2 kids, but he gave only to 1 kid, that is single citizenship. A British cab driver with 2 kids bought Parle-G biscuits. As per as law, should be distributed between 2 kids, but he gave that biscuit only to 1 kid. From this, we'll get British Constitution. We adopted cabinet system. 2 kids is bicameralism. Parle-G is parliamentary government and privileges. As per as rule, that is rule of law. Another is single citizenship. Next, Australia. Coming to Australia, we have concurrent list, freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse, joint sitting of 2 houses of the parliament. By seeing Australia, we'll have an idea of kangaroos. Okay. Kangaroo is, by seeing into the picture, you should get that kangaroo will carry its kid in its sack, right? So, concurrent list is both central and state. Both the lists were included in a list, that is concurrent list. Another is joint sitting of both the 2 houses of the parliament. Joint sitting of both the houses, that is mother and its kid in a sack. By seeing the kangaroo's picture, you should get concurrent list and a joint sitting of both the two houses of the parliament. Another is Australia. Trade. In Australia only you have trade, freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse. In Australia we have three. One is concurrent list. By saying into kangaroo you should get concurrent, and other is joint sitting of both the houses of the parliament. And other is trade. Australia, trade, freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse. And other is Germany. Let's imagine that Germany will have an idea about Hitler. Germany, Hitler. In the governance of the Hitler, that everything was in emergency, where even fundamental rights were also being suspended. So emergency Germany, you'll have the same rhyming words, Germany, emergency Germany. Okay, suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Just imagine Nazi Hitler, where in the governance of the emergency was declared, where even fundamental rights were also suspended. USSR, Russia. In the recent times, Russia has participated in the war, where every citizen of Russia has participated in the war as their duty, right? Fundamental duty. With that war, all the social and economical status of the country has been declined, right? And this war just took place only because of the political war or political clashes between two countries. So remember about Russia, a war has been taken place where everyone has participated in a war with their as their duty, where their social and economical status has come down. That was due to the political disturbances between two countries. We'll get fundamental duties, and other is ideals of social, economic and political justice in the preamble. Or even social and economic status has declined, or political clashes between the two countries. You'll get both the points from the Russia. And other is Ireland. Land. It was just a land where nomination of members to Rajya Sabha, method of election of president and DPSP were taken from the Ireland. So we'll imagine it was a land where only they'll take a nomination of the people. Nomination of people, that is Rajya Sabha. Okay, why I am stressing this word is nomination of members of Rajya Sabha is from Ireland, whereas election of the Rajya Sabha members is from South Africa. In order to remember that, you have to remember that in that land, in that Rajyam, land is Rajyam, right? In that land, or land means Rajya Sabha, only nominations will take place in that land, nomination of members of Rajya Sabha, but only nomination of members of Rajya Sabha, method of election of president, only one person will be elected as president. No matter how many members will get nominated, only one person will be elected as a president. That president who has been elected, his pick should be everyone's DP. Okay, DPSP, nomination of members of Rajya Sabha. In that Rajyam, only nominations will take place where only one person will get elected as a president. That is method of election of president. DPSP, that president pick should be everyone's WhatsApp DP. Okay, DPSP, nomination of members of Rajya Sabha, and other is method of election of president, and other is DPSP was taken from the land, that is Ireland. And other is French. Here you can take fraternity, republic and ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity in the preamble. South Africa. From South Africa, okay, procedure for amendment of constitution, and other is election of Rajya Sabha member. Everyone essay should not be same, that should be amended. One person essay should be amended by the other person. Okay, election of Rajya Sabha members, all those Rajya Sabha members who were elected were going to write an essay which should be amended by one letter should be different from the other, that is amendment of the essay should be done. Procedure for the amendment of the constitution, essay. Okay, SA, South Africa, procedure for the amendment of the constitution. Another is election of Rajya Sabha members. Another is Japan, procedure established by the law. We'll all have rules and regulations created by our mother-in-laws. Okay, they'll fry in a pan, they'll fry daughter-in-laws in pan. You just in a funny manner you can remember this. Japan, every procedure established by law, that is rules created by the mother-in-law, so that they'll fry in a pan. They'll fry their daughter-in-laws in the pan. Okay, procedure established by law is from Japan. Another is Canada. Just imagine a milk can where you'll have both milk and water, right? Here from Canada is having the strong central, see central, okay, Canada central, strong center is from Canada. Quasi-federal form of the government is also from Canada, and power distribution between both center and state. In that milk can you'll have both the milk and water, so power distribution will be between center and state. And other is residual power with the central government. You'll have the residue of the milk, right? Residue of the milk after boiling, you'll have the residue of the milk, that is residual power with the central government. And other is Government of Indian Act 1935. Government of India, in India will have every schemes, right? Let us imagine we'll have a scheme. Let us imagine a federal scheme was going on, and one beneficiary person did not get any benefit from the scheme. So he went for the court, judiciary. He went for the court, where court has ordered to go for the office of governor. So he went for the office of governor, but there he didn't get any benefit from the office of governor. So he went to Public Service Commission. UPSC will sources that has been adopted from the Government of Indian Act 1935. One is Federal Scheme, Judiciary, Office of Governor, UPSC, that is Public Service Commission, Emergency Provisions, Administrative Details.